Hello, fellow traders. Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Thursday, March the 18th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading using indicators. Just remember these videos for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And I guess I should have put using indicators with Walmal up on the screen because I've got Walmal on the line. Walmal, I want you to talk to the fellow traders out there about how you use indicators with the Walmal method, and I think that's just about it.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the reality. Do you need to have an indicator on your chart to go and do the Walmal method? Answer: no. There's no need for it whatsoever. But what that does do, though, is it takes my focus off of some things and puts it on going and figuring out what my trigger points are, figuring out when I should be getting in, when I should be getting out, looking and see what ranges are. Because, part of the thing with the Walmart trade is that, if I'm sitting in a day, and I'm sitting there towards the end of the day and, I've already ranged, let's say 150 pips, which is, 10 a pound do that? Sure, it's done. In fact, it's done it recently, but it's just not a normal day. Why would I want to go and take a trade in a particular direction? There's a good chance that it could go and fail on me and give me a losing trade, and so what I got to do is every time, beginning of every hour, if I'm not using indicators, I got to sit there, I got to draw the lines on the chart. I got to go and look and see what the ranges have been for the day. I got to go and figure out, has there been any type of strange movement for the day? And the nice thing about indicators is it can give me all that information, but just one little look at the screen. And so what I do is, anyway, I use the sweet spot indicator to do nothing more than just draw the lines every 10 pips, and that's wonderful. So for the basic Walmart method, I wind up having those guidelines right up on the screen. It makes things so easy to go and go and do and be able to go and take those trades. I'm not concentrating now as to, okay, am I at price yet? Am I at price yet? Am I at price yet? I just look at the screen and I know if I'm at price or not. And it's nice and easy to do that. A second way I use the indicators is that I like to go and not just trade off of those 0 lines or 10 lines, but I also like to go and trade off of the lows and highs of a particular hour. So, for instance, if you go look back in the previous hour, at least on my charts, the low was at 39.21 or something like that. And so, knowing that means I could get in. If I missed the trade at 20 going short this hour, actually the short this hour was really all the way up to 40, but let's say it was at that level, I could have gone and jumped in at that point in time, knowing that, hey, that's another place where I could have gotten in. It gives me another opportunity. And as long as the other indicators aren't counterintuitive to that, meaning that, I'm still going in the direction of the hour. I still have enough range left using the smart ranges. I'm still able to go and say, hey, this hour we've only moved, 15 of the typical 25 or 30 pips, and, if you're running 15 pips, usually on my charts, that's telling me we're somewhere, in the range of somewhere down like about 40% or 35% for the hour. And that says, hey, there's a good chance this thing's going to range some more. So I have that all at my fingertips. I like to go and put on the chart the multimeter for the candle colors, so I can go and see what the candle colors are on every time frame with just one glance. I don't have to flip through the charts to know that the hourly chart is green or red. I don't have to look at the H4. I don't have to look at the daily or the weekly. And sometimes, that information makes it very, very convenient to have that without having to do all that work. Now, of course, I'll go sometimes and go and flip through anyway because I want to get more detailed information, but I get a snapshot, very quickly. And that's the whole thing, with trading is that, everybody says you got to know the direction. Well, these little pieces can give you a little bit of a bias as to what direction may be.
Hey, I'm curious, did you just go short at 20?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm very tired today. I'll just admit that. We had some storms come through the Atlanta area last night, so I'm very tired. So I took one trade today and I'm done.
Yeah, because I guess there was a trader or two that wanted to see what indicators I had on this particular chart. This is the Walmal chart that also has the DSR with all the smart ranges and some other indicators up here. But the thing is, it's really more important, at least in my opinion, that you have your trader psychology down, the brain management part. Because, the Walmart method, which I think, what did you say? You just took you saw something I put out there and you just basically put your money management around it and said, hey, you know what? There's money to be made here during certain hours of the day with the pound.
Exactly.
And so, these indicators, some indicators like over here, these are all gauges. Over on the chart, these are the ones that plot. We've got anything from, the sweet spot lines, the high and low lines for the day, the open. And, once again, the indicators are just doing something that you can do manually, but it's just so much faster letting the computer do it. It's like, let the computer do what the computer does best. So it takes that brain strain off of the trader, and then it allows you to focus on things like your brain management, your trade management, your risk management, your money management. And to me, that's where most traders out there, especially the new ones and the ones who are struggling, they keep trying to find that magic indicator that's going to turn them profitable when, they need to look in the mirror, because that's what's going to turn them profitable.
You're exactly right there. The thing is, I can be trading a method, and my neighbor Tony could be trading the exact same method, and I could be making money and he could be losing money, because it all comes down to, you trade the method, but what else goes around that method? I like to go and call it bracketing. I want to go and, if I get a method to go and actually make a trade, or have a trading system, I like to bracket it with an entire system around it, so that I can control my emotions, I can control my psychology and all of it. I can go and trade, I can go and control my money management. I can control all those different things, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But if I got the psychology part of it taken care of, then I should be good to go. And my psychology on things anyway is that I look at things and say, you know what, I'm going to take some losses. That's part of trading. It's what's going to be there. So what I need to do is to make sure that, when I take those losses, it doesn't take me and put me in the dumps and make me depressed and make me be afraid to take the next trade, or just as bad, make me go and jump into a trade I shouldn't have jumped into. Okay, I want to go and take my time, and spend my time while I'm trading, to be focusing on those things, controlling my emotion, controlling, how I'm actually trading. I don't want to be sitting there wasting time, and I call it wasting time, putting lines on charts. And the reason why I call it wasting time is because the indicator does it for you. Literally, I can go and load an indicator, and put it on the screen in a matter of about 5 seconds. And now, with that 5 seconds worth of work, now I've got that on. I've got the ability to use that same indicator, on every single thing I trade going forward forever. And that's just the reality. I don't have to ever worry about that again. It's just there. Even if I want to go and, let's say, I trade only pound dollar. Let's say I want to go and switch over to euro dollar, or I want to switch over to dollar yen. All I have to do is just go and change, whatever pair that I'm using, and just drop that on the chart, and all the same things will pop up on the chart. All the other indicators, throwing all the lines, figuring all those things out for me, are all there, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, it's, you got to work smarter sometimes, and using, using the right indicators in the right way makes all the difference.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I know we've talked about this before, and the thing is, the indicator is not a magic bullet, okay? The indicator is not going to make you profitable. It's not going to go and make you, unprofitable. What an indicator is going to do is just make your job easier. That's all it's there for. And therefore, using that, having your job being easier, you can concentrate on the things that would make you profitable. I'll make you more profitable, and I'll give you the time to go and figure out, hey, maybe I've had some problems here. Let me see if I can go and figure this out. I know statistically it's going to work. I just look back and I just, look at the frequency distributions. And that's how I got into the Walmal method right from the beginning, was I started using your frequency distribution indicator, and then I contacted you and said, hey, can you go make this change and this change, and you were gracious enough to do that. And then I was able to really hone in on it, because then I was able to really say, okay, here's the thing, guys. If I want to go and do this and be successful, I need to go and trade between these hours and these hours. I need to go and only look for this number of pips. I need to, I was able to go and build that entire thing around it. And that all came from the indicator. I didn't have to sit there and download every tick into an Excel spreadsheet, work on that for who knows how long it would have taken to do that in Excel. Doable? Absolutely doable, but at the same time, I would have spent probably weeks, if not months, on it, trying to come up with the data in such a pattern. Having that indicator just literally turn it on, and bam, right on the screen, you've got everything I wanted to know. And I said, yeah, this is something that's going to work. And the nice thing about it is, not only is it going to work, but I can actually even see that it works throughout history. It's not just something that's working today.
Yeah, and see, and that, the frequency distributions, those are analysis indicators. You don't even have them, I don't even have them loaded when I'm trading. That's something to run on a Saturday when the market's closed and you do all your analysis. Or if you want to do your analysis right before you start trading, that's the time to do it. Not when you're trading live. And the other thing is, it's like, with the Walmal method, it's really great method to start with, because what you will be practicing more of is the risk management, the money management, the trade management, and whether or not you can follow a very simple trading plan. Because, in a way, there's nothing to this method. It's like, okay, if the candle's red and it hits the red line, you go short. If the candle's green and it hits the green line, you go long. For a beginning trader, there's really nothing to think about. So you can spend all that brain power rather than trying to figure out this squiggly line, on the chart, and this squiggly line in a sub window, and this divergence, and this confluence, and this congruence, and this, on and on and on. It's like, no, it's real simple. At the line, go with the candle color, and then you can say, okay, I'm in the trade, I'm this many pips up. Do I move my stop? I can look to the left, am I seeing congestion, or do I see a clear path? Like right now, like yesterday with that big green 1 hour candle, we were both licking our chops saying, what, this thing's got to come back down. It's got to come back down to about 38.75-ish, I think. Where is that line? About 38.75, 76. And you're just sitting there just waiting for short signals the whole time and trade toward that line. So this whole candle, actually it might even come down to the 55 level, back to the open, because it's a return bar.
Yeah.
And we've got about a minute 30 left.
I was just going to say that line that I called out earlier on this call, the 21.5 line. If you would have taken that trade, it's not that typical Walmal line, but potentially you could have picked up 15, 16 pips on that trade.
Exactly.
And the nice thing about it is that the computer drew the line on my screen. I didn't have to. The computer did it. And that's the nice thing about it.
Exactly. So, fellow traders, I hope that helps you. A couple traders wanted to see what indicators we were using. But remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.